Right, so pretty cool, right? Pretty awesome. So yeah, that's just like I said, those are the best players in the world. So we got a long way to go before we get that good. But yeah, that's just a little idea of what soccer looks like for some of you that may have never even seen the game played. Okay, but if you've been with me at Westwood, you've played the game. So that's for my new students, and also it's fun to watch for everyone, right? All right, so let's just jump right into this, okay? I'm gonna start, like I said, very basic, and we're gonna build our way up, okay? I have my handy pointer right here, so I'm sorry, I feel like I wrote this a little small. When I tested the video, I realized it's small. So if you can't read it, maybe it's just my bad eyes, but just follow along and listen, okay? I'm gonna read it out loud, so if you can't read it, all right? Soccer, first thing, most important thing, we all know there are no hands. There's only one person that can use their hand in the game of soccer, and their hands, and that's the goalie, okay? The goalie was that person you saw diving, trying to stop the ball when all those goals were being scored, okay? So the goalies are the only ones that can use their hands. There is a situation where we can pick the ball up and throw it in, but I'll get to that later. All the other players, this is the goalie, the G. Oh no, where's my marker? Got it erased. Anyways, that's a goalie. You can see they're the only ones that can use their hands, okay? A lot of my kindergartners, first time we play, someone always picks up the ball, runs with it, and throws it into goal. Remember, no hands, okay? Field players, no hands, all right? We use our feet to pass the ball to our teammates, all right? So we're kicking, passing the ball only with our feet, all right? All right, each team has one goalie that can use their hands, but only in the goalie box, okay? So that's very important. Goalie, see this box right here? That's what we call the goalie box. This black spot right here is the goal itself, okay? So that resembles the goal. This long, bigger box is the goalie box, okay? That is a very important part on the field. That is the only place the goalie can use his hands, all right? If they come out of the goal, out here, they have to kick the ball. They can't pick it up, okay? So remember, goalies can use their hands. They're the only ones on the field that can do that. Each team has one, but they can only pick it up inside the goalie box, okay? Very important, all right? Each team is trying to score goals on the other team, and the team with the most goals at the end of the game, they win, all right? So green team scores 3 goals, red team scores 2 goals, green team wins 3-2, okay? Soccer is one of the few sports you can have a tie, so if it's 2-2, then it just ends 2-2 unless it's a final or some type of tournament, but that's a whole other situation, okay? But it can be 2-2, 1-1, even 0-0 sometimes. You never know, okay? And yeah, that's the basic general idea of soccer, all right? 2 teams, we each have 11 players on each side. I know if you play AYSO or some type of club, when you're younger, they start you with like 5-on-5, 6-on-6, which is great. It's how it should be. It teaches you guys to stay spread out and pass more and not clump together. But traditional, real soccer, the pros, college, all that, 11 players against 11 players, okay? And remember, the goalie is the only one that can use their hands, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to go over this stuff right here, all right? Corner kick, goal kick, throw-ins, all right? So let me explain some things. This line right here, the long one on the side, we call that the sideline, okay? This one right here, the line that's behind the goal, we call that the end line, okay? End line is this long one, and then the goal line is the line between the goal, all right? Just that little line, the line between the 2 goalposts, that's the goal line. If the ball crosses over that line, then it's a goal, okay? The whole ball has to go over the line, not just half of it, the whole entire ball, all right? If the whole ball doesn't cross the line, it's not a goal, okay? And that's the goal line, okay? So sideline, end line, goal line. Okay, now I'm going to explain to you why those are important, alright? Because when we're playing the game, here's the deal. If the green team kicks the ball out on the sideline, the red team gets a throw-in. Okay? The throw-in is when, say, green team kicked it out, the red team will come stand on the side and they'll take the ball. You have to keep both your feet on the ground, and you have to take the ball straight over your head like this and throw it into the field. Okay? Once you throw it into the field, people start playing again. You cannot just push throw it with one hand, throw it like that. 2 feet on the ground, ball straight over your head, and throw it in with 2 hands over your head. If you don't throw it like that way, it's called an illegal throw, and then the other team would get the ball, okay? So make sure we do a proper throw-in when the ball goes out of bounds, okay? So yeah, green team kicks it out, red would throw it in, only on the sideline. Red team kicks it out over here, anywhere on either of these sidelines, then the other team gets a throw-in, okay? All right, let's go over what a corner kick is, okay? Corner kick is if the green team were to kick the ball out on their own end line. So if they kicked the ball and it went back out on their own side, the red team would get a corner kick right here, okay? That means they would get to put the ball in this little spot right here, and someone would cross it over, and the red team would try to score, okay? Corner kicks are good scoring opportunities, so yeah, you don't want to try to give up too many corner kicks because the other team just gets to cross the ball in and try to score. So same thing over here. If the red team kicked it out on their own end line and it was out of bounds on them, it went off them, green team would get here, they would get their corner kick in that corner spot right there, okay? So, sideline throw-ins. End lines is how we get corner kicks and goal kicks, and I'm going to go over a goal kick right now, okay? A goal kick is the opposite thing to where if the red team kicked the ball out of bounds on the green team's end line, the green team would put the ball right here, top of the goalie box, and they will kick the ball out, okay? So it's their ball. And that's what a goal kick is. You just put it on the corner of the goalie box, and we do not kick it out of our hands and punt it, the goalie. We put it on the ground, and someone kicks it from the ground out, and then play starts, okay? A lot of times we play when it goes out of bounds, and it's a goal kick. The goalies just like to pick the ball up and punt it out of their hands, and that's not how we do it. We have to put it on the ground and kick it from the ground, okay? The only time the goalies will punt the ball from their hands is if they make a save. So say someone shoots the ball and they get the ball and they save it, then they're allowed to punt it or throw it. But if it's a goal kick, then we just put it on the ground, all right? So that's that, all right? Same thing over here. Green team kicks it out on the red's end line. The red would get a goal kick right there. Kick it out towards the other team's goal, okay? And remember, green team is shooting this way. See the arrows? Red team shooting that way. Green team's trying to score in their goal. Red team is trying to score into the green team's goal, okay? One more thing that I forgot to put on there is a penalty kick, okay? A penalty kick happens when, let's say the red team is over here and one of their players gets fouled inside the goalie box. He gets tripped, he or she gets tripped, or the green team has a handball, like one of the players that's not a goalie, the ball hits his head inside the goalie box, then that's a penalty kick, okay? What would happen there is the red team would take the ball, they would put it right here in a spot, I think it's 10 yards from the goalie, and it's one person kicking the ball versus just the goalie, all right? And they get to try to shoot it in the goal. A very good scoring opportunity, okay? So anytime a team gets a penalty kick, there's a good chance they're going to score a goal. But that only happens in the goalie box, all right? So remember, this goalie box is a very important part of the field in soccer, all right? Any foul, any handball on the green team in their own box, red team gets a penalty. Any foul on the green team in the red team's goalie box, the green team would get a penalty, okay? And that is what a penalty kick is, all right? At school, we don't have the goalie boxes, we don't have lines, but I just kind of play it by ear. I just visualize it, and that's that, all right? So there we have our throw-ins, our goal kicks, our corner kicks, and our penalty kicks, okay? So, we've went over all of that, and now I'm going to get into our positions, okay? Make sure you guys can see that. So, I'm going to start right here, the forward, all right? The forward RBS. This green team has 2 forwards, red team has 2 forwards. This player is in front of your team, okay? Forward, just think forward, front. All right, you are an offensive player. When I say offensive player, that means you're an attacking player. You're attacking the other team. You're trying to score on the other team, okay? Your job is to score goals, all right? So if you're a forward, your role is to try to score goals, okay? That's your duty. That's what you're out there for, all right? So forwards are in front of their team, and their job is to try to score, okay? And that's what a forward is, all right? Midfielder. All right, these are the M's. See that? Green team midfielders, red team midfielders. You are in the middle of your team. Just think midfielder, middle, all right? Your job is to play offense and defense, okay? So the midfielders have to run all over the field, because if the ball goes forward, they need to go up there to support their forwards. If the ball goes back, they need to go back to help their defenders, okay? So midfielders have to run a lot, all right? We've got to be in really good shape to be a midfielder. A lot of midfielders are also really good passers, okay? So they have their main duty is to pass the ball. They're the connection between the forwards and the defense, okay? So they're that middle player that's going to connect the two, okay? So they'll check back to the ball. They got to be really good at passing, okay? So midfielders, good passers, all right? And not that midfielders aren't good scorers either. Like Lionel Messi's a midfielder and he scores most goals on his team. So I'm not saying that midfielders can't score or don't score at all. I'm not saying that. But their main role is they're the connector between the forward and the defense, okay? The defender, you are in the back of your team, all right? So you're the defense, you're the back line, all right? Your job is to defend your goal and prevent the other team from scoring, okay? So you are defense. When I say defense, you are in the back, so you're in the back of your team, all right? And like I said, the main job for the defense is to protect your goal and keep the other team from scoring, okay? Very, very, very important position, all right? Yeah, and that's what the defender's role is, okay? You are the back line, and when all these forwards are coming forward trying to score, you need to be trying to take the ball from them, block the shots, don't let them score, all right? That is your role. And then last but not least, we have the goalie that we talked about. The only player on the field that can use their hands is the goalie, right? You are the ultimate defender, meaning you are the last line of defense. So if they get past all these players and they're right there, you're the last hope your team has to stop them from scoring, okay? And that is kind of why they get to use their hands, all right? But just remember, only inside the goalie box. The goalie can come out of the goalie box, but once he or she does that, they cannot use their hands. They have to kick the ball. So goalies should stay in their goal, all right? If the goalie moves out and runs all the way up here, then what's going to happen? The goal's going to be wide open, and the red team can just boop, kick the ball over your team and just kick it right into the goal, okay? So goalies, I get a lot of this at school. They kind of want to play goalie and also run all over the field, and unfortunately, that's not how it works. If you're a goalie, that's your job. Stay in the goal. You cannot be playing forward when you're supposed to be the goalie, all right? And you'll be amazed. I see it a lot, all right? All right, so yeah, now I'm going to go over just kind of a little bit of strategy and a few more in detail about the positions, all right? So for example, if you are a forward, you are in front of your team, you should be moving forward. The forwards don't need to be way back here by their own goal. Usually, unless it's a corner kick, the other team has a corner kick and you want to put players back to defend it, you can do that. But forwards should be up in front of their team, because if one of these defenders or midfielders gets the ball, they need to pass the ball to someone. And if their forwards aren't where they're supposed to be in front of the team, then they have no one to release the ball to, okay? So forwards don't be back here. Forwards stay in front of your team so that you can get the ball and then go try to score a goal, okay? Same thing for the defenders. Defenders, you shouldn't be all the way up here by the other team's goal. If you move all the way up to the other team's goal, then who's going to be back here to stop them when the ball goes the other way, okay? So defenders, you need to kind of stay back so you don't leave your team exposed and give the other team easy opportunities to score, all right? So just remember that. Forward stay forward, defenders stay back, and then the midfielders, like I said, they can kind of go all over the place. And they are allowed to go front, back, side to side, whatever. You notice we have outside ones, so these midfielders will kind of be on the side. I know there's a lot of information, and I know it's kind of hard just looking at a board instead of being on the field, but unfortunately that's the situation we're in, and we got to do the best we can with it. So hopefully when we get on the field for real, you guys will remember some of this, and it'll be easy for me to instruct, because you're already going to know the positions, you're going to know what they're supposed to do, and we're just going to be ready to go, all right? Just remember, for all grade levels at Westwood when we play soccer, just remember when not everyone is supposed to gravitate towards the ball, meaning when the game starts, all players from both teams aren't just supposed to all run towards the ball and start trying to kick it, all right? What happens there is we just get into a big clump, and then all we're doing is just kicking each other in the shins and in the ankles, and it's no good, all right? That's not how the game works. So we have positions to help keep us spread out on the field, so we can pass, dribble, and the ball can move, all right? Like I said, if we all just gravitate and all go to the ball like a magnet, right, which happens a lot, then the ball just gets stuck in a clump of kids, and it's just a bunch of kicking each other in the shins, all right? So please, 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 when we go play, try to remember to stay in your positions, all right? That's why we have positions, because the game will work a lot better, okay? I know that was a ton of information for you guys. I don't expect you to remember it all, but teachers, you can show this lesson once or twice if they need a refresher. And if it was too much for them, you can cut it into sections, all right? But yeah, that's the basic general idea of soccer. That's the rules, that's the positions. And to tell you the truth, I can't wait to get back out and start playing some real soccer and coaching that way, okay? But like I said, here we are. This is unfortunately what we're doing, but we'll be kicking around in no time, all right? All right, man, I appreciate everyone, and I'll see you guys soon.